Welcome to the Black Table Arts and Artist Cooperative. My name is Alfred. We open February 25th. Come check it out.
Hello everybody, welcome to our third episode of LightHouse. Man, it is Black History Month, so we just want to say happy Black History Month to everybody, all our viewers out there. Today, we got some very special guests that we have here that we'll introduce. But before I do that, let me introduce my co-host, Tella, and then I'm Meech, of course. And then today we have with y'all Black Table Arts. What's up, everybody?
Yes.
We'll do like a quick introduction of each member.
Hey y'all, I'm Kino. I'm the founder and director of Black Table Arts.
My name is Alfred. I'm the director of operations, Black Table Arts.
My name is Sanez. I am the program assistant for Black Table Arts.
All right. Well, first, we want to just say thank you for allowing us in your space. It is a beautiful space. If you get a chance to come to Black Table Arts, please do. I'm going to let y'all say the address because this y'all space, but also because I can't remember it off the top of my head, and that's okay because we all here together. With this new beautiful space, can you talk a little bit about how you came to get this space?
Yeah, for sure. So Black Table Arts is a arts organization that's been doing deep work in the Twin Cities for 6 years. Really at the sort of crossroads of civic engagement, community organizing, and artistic craft, and gathering Black communities on various scales to really think about what's the link between artistic practice and community organizing, and how does art keep the sort of enthusiasm of social movement alive. So we've been doing that work in the Twin Cities for 6 years. And during the uprising, a lot of attention, a lot of spotlight was given to the Twin Cities, to Black orgs doing good work. And within that sort of momentum, this space is a way to sort of deepen the work that we've been doing.
Okay, yeah, thanks, man. He didn't answer like 5
He
questions.
definitely, I was like, bring it back. That's cool because that was my second question, but that's cool.
Yeah, and really, I think that teamwork speaks to the cooperative nature of Black Table Arts. That quote on the wall, when you walk in, there's this big quote on the wall, and it's by a poet, John Curl, but really speaking to, we can all create cooperatives, right? It takes 3 or more people in a mutual aid relationship, right? And thinking about how can we resource each other to achieve a thing. And in this context, it's Black liberation through the arts. So that teamwork is, this work can't happen without it. It requires more.
So you guys got a team of full-blown artists coming together to create and build opportunities for a community of artists. Man, that's amazing. So it is Black History Month. So I gotta ask you guys, who are some iconic, or not even iconic necessarily, who are some Black figures that led you guys on this path of your art?
Yeah, so within this structure, within this building, we wanted to put the names of artists a part of the actual structure itself. So every person who comes know that we come out of a tradition of artists. And those people are Lorraine Hansberry, that we have a reading corner named after, Tony K. Bambara, that our conference room is named after Octavia Butler, and Suzanne Césaire. And these artists, for me, think about artists not only as people who do an artistic medium, but those who can conceive of imagination and empathy. Really influential for me, and stringing me along to think about what's the role of local food, the role of local prisons, the role of local police, the role of local educators, to think about how do we better Black life. So,
Dope.
I think for myself, when I kind of ran into James Baldwin, just his kind of take on like to be black in America is to be constantly enraged. And I've kind of had that rage as a kid, my situation being very similar to George and like losing my father, to police violence, and like very close to where George lost his life. It's like 20 years later. So I feel like just that situation, it kind of was like, it clicked for me and made my like rage feel validated, and like the angry kid that's always gonna be like a piece of me, it gave it like validation.
And as for myself, I have to say Maya Angelou. I would say just like the poise and just her voice is so strong and powerful, and like having similar situations of myself growing up and everything, and just having that voice of just always moving with love and just growth, and just seeing like the dynamics of just how she was like a one-woman show, doing poetry, dancing, singing, and it was just like never had that limitation of just blocking you off from anything that you can see yourself becoming, and having the outside world saying, well, I don't know if you can. It's just like, well, let me show you. And that whole dynamic, I feel like it's something, especially within the black community, especially for young black women, or young black girls, just growing and having that just voice of saying you can too. And something that's slept on, but it's very much so needed. And as things have been going on, and like, I would say like abductions and all that such, and just things being swept under the rug, it's like, it's heartbreaking. And it's just like having to pull that back and saying we still are a people as well. We're still of importance, and so much more deeper things of that. And just Maya is just the embodiment of just a powerful black woman. It's just like, that's my imaginary grandma. So I just like, just getting those words of wisdom, and it's like, okay, that helps me get out of bed in the morning. So it's like, that's for me.
Thank you guys for sharing. I definitely appreciate all your answers. I'm sure Meech feels the same. And then kind of, since we're on this topic of Black history, how do you want either, Black Table Arts or your own, personal visions to impact Black history? Like, how do you see yourself in the way of history?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Right.
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Is
it the best?
I mean, I think like coming out of a country that used to outlaw like the gatherings of 3 or more blacks in public, I would love for Black Table Arts in this space to be a hub and a home for Black joy. One of my favorite writers, Fred Moen, says the only way to protect joy is to practice it. So this being a place where we can practice joy.
Yeah, I think it'd just be cool as far as legacy, just the future generations saying like they got their start here, or they use this place to really to like grow, or they wouldn't have made it without Black Table Arts, whether it's and not even like Black Table Arts us, just the space that they got, or that having that opportunity to be themselves and just smile as much as they want, or laugh so hard, the back of your ears hurt, so having a safe space where they can grow and be the person they want to be, I think is like the most important, or just a great thing to be remembered by.
I was just saying, like, having that connection, because a lot of young people don't have that support system, that guidance, and just anything that can push them into the direction of what they're really trying to accomplish within themselves. And having Black Table Arts, I feel like having this resource can connect them and allow them to grow within their own craft, and connecting with others that may be in a similar field or something outside of that, and then just branching out and just being within that collective space of just that energy. It just makes you want to create, makes you want to get outside the box and think differently, versus being, crept in and everything. So I feel like Black Table Arts is definitely that space to just come on in and chill. Like you said, smile. Let's chill for a little bit, kick it. But also, like, get some important things addressed, because, like, with everything happening as well, you have to have that voice and have that, support of, like, this is what we're doing, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to execute it. And if you don't have that support system, some people may not know where to start, where to begin, how to start that conversation. So I feel like this is a good spot to start that.
Yeah, okay, dope. I like y'all. No, but but before we conclude this discussion, so what's some final thoughts for you guys that you want to leave our audience with, that they should know about you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think just like on a simple note, come by, say hi. We're gonna be here. It's 3737 Minnehaha, South Minneapolis, a pay what you can cooperative, and then you get really this full facility to see your people, to be with your people. We're gonna have a bookstore active. We're gonna have a recording studio, and it's really all in the name of Black life and Black celebration. And it's a space where you could also get a deep education to learn about the local history of Black resistance, Black life, with and how to connect with Black artists locally, but around the country as well. So
that's it. And then where can they find you guys? I know you said it, but just to reiterate, where can they find
Facebook,
you?
I believe it's Black Table Arts Co-op. Instagram, I believe it's Black Table Arts. And at blacktablearts.com, you can sign up for a membership under the membership tab. And yeah, just stay tuned to us on social media. We're going to have a lot of things coming that we're kind of bringing to the community to highlight a lot of people here locally.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into LightHouse. I am your host, Tella, with host Meech and Black Table Arts.
Peace and love. This your man Lewiee Blaze. About to get into the first performance.
My name is Jessica Winnie, and I got started doing Minnesota Black Box in May of 2019, inspired by wanting to promote and market local small Black businesses. So one that sticks out, we did July Summer Lovin', and so in the box was just a variety of items. We like to include household items, things you might be able to purchase at a Walmart or a Target, but wanting national community to be intentional about how they spend their money. So hot sauce, cleaning products, candles, lemonade. I feel like my brain is becoming a Rolodex for Black businesses, which is wonderful. And so if you're looking for something like, oh, I need a sage, I could be like, oh, here's such and such and such who sells sage or healing products, detox tea, coffee. So things that you could find in the marketplace. So to be a vendor, you can email us at minnesota.blackbox@gmail.com. We send out a short presentation about what our company is about, our purpose and our mission. We like to remind everybody that it is not a place of taking and consuming. And so one of the first questions that I like to ask people is, have you purchased the box? Because if you're inquiring about how to be in a box, how have you first supported everybody else before you or currently that is part of this collective? And then if you want to purchase a box, you can visit www.minnesotablackbox.com. We have currently about 4 boxes that are available. We usually do a monthly box, and then we always do some type of box that features edible items, either a vegan goodies box or a sweet treats box that I brought with me today. So the first item that's in here is more than an apple, so it is like a stuffed cheesecake apple. This company just started probably 2 months ago, and they do a lot of different items, so like strawberry cheesecake. They also do different infused items as well if you're looking for different type of healing products to eat. And then Minnesota has some wonderful bakers and treat makers, and so Mama's Magic Custom Cake, she did a gourmet champagne lavender cake pop, so that is that. There's another group, the Sweet Truvit, they do waffles that you can make and put whatever else on it that you want. One of my favorites that's in here this month is by Sweet Lucille's, and it is a strawberry lemonade mini bundt cake. We always try to include some extra surprises, so this month Lachey Bakes did a chocolate chip cake, so it has like frosting and different cake inside, like a cookie cake. Bald Head Baker did a mini banana bread bite. And then another company that's up and coming is called Desserts and Delectables by Maya Sullivan. She did a mini peach cobbler. And then Sweetest Creations, who has been with us for a while, did a chocolate covered Oreo. And so we just like to feature different items. This box specifically is $40. You support 7 bakers within that, as well as Minnesota Black Box. We do non-contact deliveries for all of our boxes, and then we ship nationwide. It's a little difficult shipping this box because of, obviously, it's food items, but we have done that. One cool thing, the furthest we've shipped to so far is Australia over the holiday, so that was a blessing as well. So on Facebook, it's Minnesota Black Box, and then also try to just keep it simple. So Instagram is Minnesota Black Box as well. You can Google us and read some different articles just that have been created about what we're doing in the Twin Cities. One thing that's just important, I think, is just for us to be intentional about how we're spending our money in general and making the extra drive to 36th and Lindale over South to buy your gas, making the extra drive to Selby Spirits and Wine over in St. Paul to buy your alcohol, and just being, shifting our paradigm of how we can support each other.
James Brown. Hey. James Brown. Woo.
Get up.
James Brown.
I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James Brown. Understanding what it takes to be the greatest out. I need a mansion, money stacking on that paper route. With diamonds dancing, got them moving like they James Brown. Cause I'm the man, got me feeling like I'm James Brown. A freedom fighter, lead my people to the safe house. They hate to see it when a black man make it out. Could never stand it, so they planning how to take me out. They always trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. That's why they trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James Brown. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James Brown. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. Legend in the making, been destined for greatness. I'm from the bottom, so the top my only destination. Yeah, I was lost, but in this music found my levitation. Now at the throne, I shoot my shot without a hesitation. They told me this was just a figment of imagination, and that a dream was just a dream, and I ain't have to chase it. The same people who gon' hit me like congratulations. Similar faces to who wasn't at my graduation. I'm saying watch I like it elevated like elevators. Every day celebrate it, sell it greatest. Sell if I make it, I probably sell the greatest album ever. I'm Malcolm Clever, this is the outcome whenever you counting out with somebody who been doubted on his whole life. Still he shines so bright. A genius with ideas, they can change the globe overnight. So they choose to overlook and treat me as a poltergeist. Just give me a chance, it's 11 when you roll the dice. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James Brown. Understanding what it takes to be the greatest out. I need a mansion, money stacking on that paper route. With diamonds dancing, got them moving like they James Brown. Cause I'm the man, got me feeling like I'm James Brown. A freedom fighter, lead my people to the safe house. They hate to see it when a black man make it out. Can never stand it, so they planning how to take me out. They always trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. They always trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. And it's a man's world, got the world in my hand. Started with a plan, all I needed was a chance. Don't know why the devil always trying to take a dance. I got what you need, like that perfect romance. Come and follow me if you wanna take a stand. And I'ma hold you down all the way to the end. No matter if you can even be a friend. But many got to get me, got me feeling like I'm 50. I just wanna get rich or die trying singing Benjis. I need plenty from a city, what too many, got no pity. Bad boys, but your biggies, my large, mine is the ditties. There's love for those who with me, mother after once against me on the low. Wanna hit me, so I'm posted with the semi. Going out like Al Pacino in that movie, hella litty. And the outcome isn't pretty, know that karma is a frisbee. This is payback, the big payback. Like James Brown way back in the day with the 8-track. And I mean it when I say that, like hockey we don't play that. You spray it, we gon' spray back. Tell your hitters to lay back. If you know nothing about me, then just know I got soul. And ain't too many realists being really I know. That's why you see me solo if I'm not with my bros. And tripping off the hate on spreading love to my foes. Let's go. Man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James Brown. Understanding what it takes to be the greatest out. I need a mansion, money stacking on that paper route. With diamonds dancing, got them moving like they James Brown. Cause I'm the man, got me feeling like I'm James Brown. A freedom fighter, lead my people to the safe house. They hate to see it when a black man make it out. Can never stand it, so they planning how to take me out. They always trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. That's why they trying to hit me. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. Feeling like I'm James Brown. I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. I'm the man, boy, I'm feeling like I'm James. Cause I'm the man with a plan, with a plan, with a plan, with a plan. Rest in and I'm proud like James Brown. Ah! Lewiee Blaze, man. Shout out LightHouse Entertainment. Thank you for having me. Keep being great. We kings and we queens. And make sure y'all rest into y'all purpose. Peace.
Hi, I'm Tella, and this is LightHouse. Today we have a special guest, Lewiee Blaze. So we're going to be just asking you questions just to get some more feel to it. We thank you so much for that great performance. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So my first question to you is, tell me a little bit about how you got started with your music and your journey.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you for having me here. You feel me? And I know I'm introduced as a special guest, but you are an extremely special person, so I just want to say that first. Thank you. But yeah, I've always been around music. It's a cultural thing. For us as a black community, hip-hop has always been something that our families listen to. And I remember as a youngin', my mom just being heavy on hip-hop. She'd listen to folks like Snoop, Tupac, Run DMC. Like, my mom was just a huge hip-hop head. And that always inspired me to want to create music myself. So I really started rapping when I got to 9th grade. I turned 14. I got into the music studio. I was blessed enough to go to a high school that had a studio in there so I can use that as my creative outlet. And I started writing raps for the first time, creating whole songs. And when I turned 16, I really told myself, like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do with my life. So yeah, it's been something I've always been a creator. I've always been brilliant in using my imagination.
I know that's right. Come on, affirmations. But no, that's good though. That's really dope. And we can definitely see that like in your performances, people seeing you out in the community, they'll definitely be able to pick up on that. So with your music, obviously you make a wide variety of music, but how does your music affect or impact Black history?
Most definitely. I say I am Black history. That's how I feel. The way I walk, the way I talk, the way I present myself, and then what I'm doing with the art, because I'm very intentional with the art. I understand that outlets like songs or TV shows or movies, they convey certain messages to our communities. And it gets to a point to where we can convey a message of positivity or we can convey a message of negativity. And it's a lot of toxic things that are out here, and we see the domino effect of our communities and how it's leading our people on a path of self-destruction. So my music is a place of purity. It's a message of light always, and empowerment, to one, tell my story, because it's like a therapeutic tool for me, but also knowing that like I am a reflection of other Black boys as well, Black young men and Black people in general. So how I present myself into this world, how I tell my story is very critical to the revolution, So I most definitely create art that's speaking on the injustices of what we face, but also speak on our resiliency and let people know like we don't have to complain. We are very powerful. We just got to realize that. So yeah, that's how my music affect Black history.
That's a dope answer. Thank you.
It's the truth.
It is the truth.
The truth is dope. The truth is dope.
And that kind of leads into the next question, which is like, what kind of work are you doing in the community? Because you definitely did a lot of work from the time that I met you, but especially in these last couple months with the election, if you could just talk a little bit about all the work that you do in the community.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So not only am I an artist, I'm also a social entrepreneur. In 2017, I co-founded my first business, and it's a for-profit organization. The name of it is N4 Collective, and N4 is the acronym for N to the fourth power, right? And these four powers, we identify our new mindsets, new media, new leadership, and new narratives. And I work with a collective of artists and entrepreneurs, and we all have a mission to provide healing and transformation to society, in any way we could, and really using our artistry as activism. So we done got together, we done hosted community events, And we're big on education as well, so we do a lot of facilitation in the community as well. Our past recent events, we like for the election, like you spoke about, we created a very dope TV series called Young Voices Matter, where we had community members come out, artists come out and perform and really politic around the importance of young people being a part of this political agenda, you know, and understanding what does it mean to vote, why do you need to vote, you know, and not only that, but who are these different positions of power, right? So that's more on the political side, but now what we've been doing, we have a mental health curriculum that we've been implementing into the community as well, and this year we're about to be able to run our first program, and we really are intentionally looking to work directly with Black youth, especially those transitioning through homelessness and also the juvenile justice system. I myself was somebody who went through the juvenile justice system. I committed a robbery at 16, and you know, I just understand what that life is like. I can relate. So right now, I know my purpose is to continue to pay it forward. So yeah, that's what I'm most proud of right now, is that mental health movement and making sure that we create a safe space for people to come together and heal from their trauma.
That's dope. That is so dope. Because we all know how important mental health is in general, but especially in the Black community, because it can be overlooked. So that's really awesome what you guys are doing with that initiative, and I definitely am excited to see it grow. What's something that you would want to tell people, whether it's artists or people who want to get into this activism work? What would you tell them? What would be your steps or your guidance for them?
I would say don't overthink. I feel like a lot of us at times we just overthink too much, or like we worry, and it's like I want to do something, but I don't know how to do it. I'm looking for, you know, they just got so many questions, and honestly, the best teacher is experience. You feel me? So like sometimes you just gotta jump into the water and get to swimming, and you know, if you almost drown, you know, get back up to the top and realize like, okay, you could use some tools, you know. But I'm somebody that I jumped right into my field right after I graduated high school, and I took some losses, you know, but those losses are really lessons, and I'm grateful for every experience and every opportunity, because we just grow. We grow, you know, we are seeds, quite literally. So yeah, my message would be to not overthink, and do what is your second nature, like what you're naturally good at, right? We all are born with purpose. We're all born with gifts and talents, you know, and I feel like it's very important for people to identify what they're most passionate about, you know, and they would know because they feel it in their heart. Like when I'm making music, when I'm writing, when I'm teaching with young people, I'm fulfilled, you know, and it's a feeling that you can't ignore, you know, and I feel like that's something that we all have as human beings, period, as spiritual people having a human experience. So yeah, do what you're passionate about, and then understand that passion will ultimately lead to the purpose.
And I'm going to just, you know, also take that for myself. Because that was a word I needed for myself, too. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you being here with us and performing for us in the audience. Can you tell us where we can find you at, or where they could be able to, you know, listen to your music or see your activism work?
Absolutely. And once again, thank you for this amazing opportunity to perform, you know, for this interview, and just really highlighting Black excellence, you know, for a whole, not even just for me, but everything that you guys are doing here at LightHouse is extremely important, especially with upcoming artists and looking to break that stratosphere and get to the next level. So it's important. So everybody out there, you want to follow, stay in tune, go to LiwieeBlaze.com. That's LewiieeBlaze.com. You know, this year we are working smarter, not harder, you know, so I had to get an official website, you know, instead of telling people follow on Twitter, follow on Instagram, follow on Snapchat, you know, so that's another piece of advice actually for artists and entrepreneurs. Put a system around your brand. Start to build your brand and understand the importance of that back office work is what we call it, right? Yeah, so yeah, go to LiwieeBlaze.com. You can find everything there.
That's good. Thank you again. This is Tella with LightHouse, and thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.